What up, world? What up, media? What up, YouTube? This is Drewize. Come at it like this. Drewize Topics. Topic is what I'm going to discuss and talk about is not no prejudice or racist. How I'm going to come off. Don't get it twisted. Topic is the black man was here first and created first. Okay. Um, I read the Holy Bible, you know, and I also read from time to time the Holy Quran, you know. In the Bible, it was saying about the man, how he was created and how the earth was created, you know. The I am, that is Jehovah, said, I created this, I created the heavens and the earth, I created angels, I created the animals, and eventually I created man. So when he created the earth was being formed in darkness. The earth was being formed in darkness. So when he came about creating man from the ground, you know, from the ground. Now, if you look at the ground, you know, dirt, mud, whatever, it's of color, you know. So when he first fashioned and shaped the man out of these ground items, like, you know what I'm saying, from the ground. He shaped the man and formed the man from the ground, you know. So if you are created out of darkness, you are going to come out black. You know what I'm saying? Dark skin, you know. So the topic is I'm talking about, you know, the black man was here first. You know what I'm saying? We was here first, you know. And I look at like we are the oldest of all races on the planet. We're the eldest, you know. We're ancient. And I look at it like this. White people, Caucasians, cannot whatsoever, I don't care how hard they try, they cannot produce color at all. Can't. No way, no how, you know, no way. You have to go to the source. That is black. You know, black produce all colors. All, every single, whatever, black produce all color. You cannot go to white, you know what I'm saying, to produce color. No, you can't. You know, you cannot. You have to go to the color, which is black. You know? Now, how I'm saying this, some of you white folks, you're not going to believe it at all, not going to see it this way. You know? But to me, you know, as I look around, you know what I'm saying, I see biracial kids, mixed kids, you know. They are still black in a way, you know what I'm saying. They are. They are, to me, they are, I think they are just is something new, you know what I'm saying. Just mixed up with something, you know what I'm saying. Black and white. But to tell biracial kids, you know what I'm saying, you can look at their skin. Their skin may be high, light, and bright, but they have a tint. You know what I'm saying? They're not full-fledged white. You know what I'm saying? So, just like it was a scientist, he was doing a study and he wanted to go back, like study something, like, you know what I'm saying, the origin of man and see where man came from and stuff. And he went where? He went to Africa, you know, and he pulled up and dug up bones. And he was studying it and doing samples and blah, 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 blah. And it came about down to a ruling that it was a black person. You know, so old. These bones are so old. You know? And just like I look at it is, black people, we are, like I said, the eldest, the oldest, and Caucasians are the youngest race. The youngest, the new, you know? So, I don't care how much you try to mix with us, but you will never, ever, ever diminish and extinguish that bloodline of blackness. You will not. I don't care how like that child be. You know what I'm saying? That child will still have traits, characteristics, and bloodline of black. You know? So, that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of you white folks will say this and that, will disagree, and blah, blah, blah. Go right ahead. But just look at this. You know what I'm saying? Just look at yourself and say, I can't produce color. I can't do that. I ain't no way in the world I can do that. But only how this can happen far as producing color is, like I said, you have to go to the color, which is black, to produce color. You know? If a Chinese man, you know, lay down with a white woman, that's not going to produce no dark child or no brown child. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? You have to go to a source to produce color. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I look at it. And just like the word says, and the Quran says, which I read from time to time, you know what I'm saying? It said the first man was created out of black mud. What do you know what mud looks like? You know what I'm saying? You know what mud looks like. So, I mean, this is not coming, you know, from a how I'm thinking, you know, so how I'm breaking it down this way. It's not coming from a religious organization and I'm repeating what they're saying. No, it's coming from me, how I think and how I'm coming off this way, you know. So, I mean, black people, you know what I'm saying? If you look at certain black people, they either come this way. They either be dark, brown, light skin. Even when a light skinned black person, you know what I'm saying, does not necessarily means that that person, black, light skin, black woman, light skin, whatever, does not necessarily have to be mixed with something. You know what I'm saying? No. That can be, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes that light-skinned black person just come about from some, like, if, I can explain it like this way. Now me, I'm brown skinned. You know, I'm brown. Now, my kid's mother, she is light, you know, so she's lighter than me, you know. So, I had kids by her, you know. My kids is not light, highlight, you know what I'm saying, but they're light, you know, like a lighter brown, and it had like a tint to it, you know. So, that's what I'm saying, you know. Now, if she was messed around with a white man or something, then their skin be lighter, you know what I'm saying, but they still have a little tint or something, you know. But you don't always have to be necessarily to be a black person, to be light skinned, to be mixed with a white person, you know what I'm saying. No, you know, because her father, you know what I'm saying, my kid's mother's um, father was a light-skinned man. He was a black man, but he's light-skinned, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how I look at it. That is how I look at it, you know? But the point is, the black man was here first, and we are the oldest race on the planet, an ancient race, you know? Ancient. Just like in the Bible, you know, in biblical times, people walked amongst this earth at that time. The true ones that you know, if you think about it, you know, were black. You know what I'm saying? They were black. Adam was black. Abraham was black. Noah was black. Moses was black. David was black. Joseph, you know, one of the brothers. Joseph was black. You know, Jesus was black. You know, all these men was of color. You know what I'm saying? True enough, you had some, you know, Caucasians at that time. True enough, yeah. You know, but what I've been listening to, far as the Nation of Islam, you know, and it was saying how race mixing was involved. You know, things like that. The lighter child was born, and that lighter child grew up, married a lighter child, and lighter this and that, you know. But how I'm coming off is this: that the schools today in today's world is not teaching this to these black kids, to these white kids, to these Indian kids, to these Chinese kids, to these Mexican kids, whatever kid that's on this type of soil of the United States is not teaching this, you know, about blackness, origin of blackness, black culture, things like that. No, not even in college. They're not teaching this. Not at all. You know? So, I mean, if you just look at that, if you just look around you out in the world, just look around you and see. Look how nature and how creation was created. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is not no prejudice or racist. Nothing like that. No. Because I'm none of that, you know. So, I mean, the black man was here first, you know. We was created first, you know what I'm saying? And we are the majority of people on the face of the earth. We're the majority people, you know. So, I mean, and that's why government, you know what I'm saying, places in high places, whatever, government is trying to depopulate, you know what I'm saying, of this, you know, depopulate, decrease, you know. So that's how I look at it, and this is how I'm coming at it, you know what I'm saying. So whoever crossed this video, white, black, Hispanic, Indian, Japanese, Chinese, whatever you are, you know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Drewize Topics. I am Drewize. You know. You can post a comment about what I just said if you want to. You know what I'm saying? If you would like to, you know what I'm saying? On a common sense level, you know. Like, share, subscribe. Good morning to you, you know what I'm saying, on the East Coast. Good morning to people on the West Coast. Canada, Europe, whatever you are. Drewize Topics. I am Drewize. Peace.